What's going on, everybody? This is Dana Polk Jr., Master Executive 8 from the Semen Retention and NoFap channel. And if you're looking for what urologists say about semen retention, then you're in the right place. I'm about to reveal what urologists say about semen retention without you having to spend the time bringing the information together yourself. I understand that you may want to hear views from a professional doctor concerning semen retention, but that it can be very difficult when you go searching for that information because for the most part, you get people's opinions who aren't doctors, and an unprofessional view may not be sufficient enough for you to consider the practice. But don't worry, because today I'm going to share with you what urologists have to say about semen retention. So, first off, for those of us who don't know what a urologist is, a urologist diagnoses and treats diseases of the urinary tract in both men and women. They also diagnose and treat anything involving the reproductive tract in men. So, in short, these would be the professionals as far as what health is when specifically talking about your urinary and reproductive tracts. So naturally, you would think that these doctors would also be the ones most qualified to talk about the benefits or lack thereof when it comes to semen retention and no fat. So let's see what they have to say about it. In an article titled "Here's Why Skipping No Nut November is Probably a Smart Move," a urologist explains what you should know about semen retention. That's the name of the article, and its side effects. So, Dr. Raina Malik was named a top doctor in the specialty of urogynecology and urology by Baltimore Magazine in 2020. Dr. Malik is a urologist who specializes in a female pelvic medicine and reconstructive surgery. She is currently a member of the American Urological Association and the Society of Women in Urology. Malik first expresses the idea of semen retention to be an old concept. She talks about the ancient Taoist belief that semen retention is a way to gain control over oneself. Uh, Quote, they believed that ejaculating was actually losing control of oneself, and keeping it in was actually a way to improve health and control of the body. Malik acknowledges that retention is a good idea for couples who have been struggling with infertility. Quote, sperm parameters do increase when you have a little bit of delayed time between ejaculations. She doesn't agree with No Nut November and thinks that it's a. Oh, I'm sorry. She doesn't disagree with No Nut November and thinks that it's great if you've received some benefits from it. Not ejaculating, quote, not ejaculating doesn't have any harmful consequences that we know of, says Malik. She does note, though, that edging is harmful and can cause irritation on the pelvic floor, also known as blue balls, and can have adverse effects on the motion. She talks more about edging. Quote, if you're going through this process of trying to have orgasms without ejaculation, you can get very fixated on that prospect, on edging, and it can be very hard to have a meaningful, important sexual relationship with a partner because you're very fixated on yourself. She says, adding, there's a number of benefits to masturbation, including better sleep, decreased heart rate, decreased stress, and a lot of increase in feel good hormones. So, in another article on Men's Health website titled, does semen retention actually do anything? Are there actually health benefits of not ejaculating? We answer this question once and for all. That's the name of the article. Dr. Sandip Prasad gives his view on the topic of semen retention. Dr. Sandip is a medical doctor and a urology specialist in Morristown, New Jersey. He is affiliated with Morristown Medical Center. He shared data from a study done on 800 men in an IVF, or an in vitro fertilization clinic, that found that more than 4 days of semen retention or ejaculatory abstinence was a detriment to couples trying to get pregnant. He also spoke on testosterone levels. Quote, two commonly cited studies, both of which are small, with less than 50 patients, that suggest elevated T levels from 1 to 3 weeks after ejaculation, but I think the quality of science is too poor to extrapolate. In another article titled Semen Retention, How It Works, Its Benefits and Its Challenges, What is Semen Retention and Why Are Guys Into It? That's the title. Dr. Kushik Shaw, medical doctor, gives his views. Dr. Shaw is a urology specialist in Austin, Texas. He is affiliated with the medical facilities such as St. David's North Austin Medical Center and St. David's Medical Center. He says, semen retention is another term that does have a strict medical definition. For whatever reason, some guys believe that abstaining from ejaculation will have a knock on health benefits, both physiological and psychological. He talks about retrograde ejaculation. Quote, there is a method by which one can clench their bladder's sphincter to halt ejaculation during intercourse, says Shaw. However, he notes that this is an extremely bad idea, as it can lead to semen traveling into the bladder rather than being ejaculated outward. The process, retrograde ejaculation, can actually cause damage to the prostate, adds Shaw. Semen should only travel on a one-way route, he says, out. Shaw also talks about whether there are any adverse health effects of semen retention. He also talks about if there are any benefits. Abstaining from intercourse has no proven health effects, positive or negative, he says. He then talks about the benefits of ejaculation as well as the adverse effects of excessive masturbation. Studies have found that a healthy sex life has positive effects on, studies have found that a healthy sex life has positive effects on mood, affect, feeling of well-being, end quote, notes Shaw. And not only that, but other studies show that ejaculating regularly can decrease your risk of prostate cancer. So here's what Shaw has to say about excessive masturbating, noting that some men masturbate up to 10 times a day. Quote, the behavior can become chronic, he says, leading to unpleasant psychological and physiological side effects. So again, it's not so much the act of semen retention or expulsion that matters, but the context and behavior around it. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like I said, this video is completely unbiased, meaning my input is not there at all. This is just what the urologists are saying about it, so that you can make your own decision whether this works for you or not. So if you're interested in discovering more about semen retention and NoFap, then be sure to check out the book, The Semen Retention Miracle, at the first link in the description. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss videos helping you with semen retention, NoFap, and more. And check out this playlist of my top 10 videos of semen retention attraction, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.